Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
All of today's guests, including Lane Lambert of the Seattle Kraken, standing by, brought to you by the Vancouver Canadians. Seas coming off that 5-1 win against Spokane last night, looking to keep it rolling. They've won 5 straight, Rick. For the remainder of their homestand, this weekend includes a Friday nooner. Saturday features a visit from Jays alum Pat Borders and Todd Stottlemyre. Sunday, kids can run the bases after the game as part of White Spot Family Fun Sunday. Check out the full schedule and get your tickets at CanadiansBaseball.com or call 604-872-5232. Lane Lambert is the new Hayes from Saskatchewan. New head coach of the Seattle Kraken, hired last week. Former head coach of the Islanders, spent this past season, working on the Leafs staff. He worked under Barry Trotz with the Islanders, Capitals, and Predators, and quite the player himself. He was back in the day. Lane joins us now. Lane, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
Good, guys. How are you?
Very well. Just Good. Before we get to the Kraken, I'm checking out your DB page, your hockey DP page, Lane. Second-round draft pick in 83 out of the Saskatoon Blades organization. I'm looking at that 83 draft for Detroit. Lambert, Yzerman, Probert, Klima, Koser, all taken by Detroit in that 83 draft. It turned the organization around. I remember them being called the Dead Things back then. That must have been an incredibly fun time, Lane. You had a 20-goal season your first year.
Yeah, it was it was great. Certainly that draft did turn things around. There's no question about it. And we were all young. The first 2 or 3 years were pretty lean for us, but then the organization just continued to build and get stronger and stronger. But when you look at some of those names on there, the Koshers, the Proberts, the Yzermans, what a fantastic draft class that was for the Red Wing organization.
At what point of your playing career did you think yourself coaching might be a possibility?
Great question. Towards the end, probably with about 2 or 3 years left, I was playing in Houston. Dave Tippett was our coach. We won the championship in the IHL. And I really, at that point, I knew it wasn't going to be that much longer. My passion has always been with the game. I was playing when I was 36 years old, not making very much money. I won't tell you how much, but not much. So I clearly love the game. It's in my blood, and I wanted to continue that progression into coaching. And when I retired, I went right up to Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, in an assistant coaching role in the Western Hockey League with Curtis Hunt.
And you worked all those years with Barry Trotz, Predators, Capitals, Islanders. What made him so effective, Lane?
I was in Milwaukee prior to that with the farm team, and so there was even more. It runs into about 17 years where we were together. This is it for me. The hockey's the hockey. He's very good at hockey. He's very good at technical stuff and all that. But he's a great person. Treats people well. Takes time to create relationships and communicate. Really a strength of his. And watching that and developing in my own aspect or in my own right, certainly the biggest thing I take from him is how phenomenal of a person he is.
Lane, you're taking over a team that did not make the playoffs, so the to-do list is always pretty high. What are some of the things you got to do to get in there and get this club back in the playoffs?
Well, when I first came in here and talked to them, and we went over the roster and the vision, that they had, it aligned with mine. I was extremely excited to potentially be a part of it, and I think in watching them play and watching some of their games and playing against them last year, as any coach and any coach who comes into an organization and into a job, the mandate is to get more out of everybody, from an individual standpoint, but from a team basis, I think we can do a better job of playing with a little more structure, a little more detail, and a lot more, detail, I should say. But I think that, from that sort of team mentality, that predictability mentality from our hockey team, I think that, we'll start from day one, and I think we'll see some strides in that direction.
Elaine, what did you learn from your previous head coaching job in the National Hockey League you can take into Seattle?
It's a great question. Again, it's my second go. You didn't know if you would get a second go, from that standpoint. And there's some things that I would do differently. I don't have an ego. I sat back, I analyzed, and I think probably the biggest thing and the best thing that I did was go to Toronto and sort of take a step back, and evaluate, the job that I did, maybe do things a little bit differently in different situations. Should I have been as hard on them there, or could I be harder on them in another situation? And you certainly have a lot of time to reflect from that standpoint. Now, in saying that, I thought our team played with a lot of structure. I thought we had good identity. And I thought we played hard every night. You knew when you came in to play the New York Islanders that you were going to have a game. And, I'm proud of that fact, but certainly there's some things, just in communication and relationships, that I think I can do a better job of.
Lane, we always hear that one of the first things when a new coach, how is he with the young kids? How can he develop those young kids? Young kids from when you played, now we got academies. There's entitlement. They never face adversity till the NHL. Talk about those young kids coming out of junior and how you deal with them.
Well, at the end of the day, yeah, there's the generations change a little bit. Good thing I have four of them right around that age, so I'm dealing with that, not necessarily on a daily basis because they're off in college and in the Navy and whatnot. But I will tell you that the one thing that hasn't changed over a hockey player or an athlete is they want to get better and they want to learn. The dynamics on how to teach, the dynamics on how to get through to them, the dynamics on how to treat them has changed. There's no question about it. It's changed in every walk of life. We used to do whatever we were told back in the 80s with the Detroit Red Wings and never question it. The biggest thing is, as a coach and as a coaching staff, and good on the players, they want to know why. And we never used to ask why. And we are challenged a lot more as coaches these days than they were ever challenged back in our day. And it's not a bad thing. The why and the explanations and the understandings, and then you get the complete buy-in from them. As long as they know why, they're all in.
What was it like working for Lou Lamoriello?
It was good. Anybody who works with Lou is going to be challenged. There's no question. There's so much wisdom with Lou. We spent so much time talking about life, talking about hockey, talking about the team. There's not a lot of people that can say they head coached under Lou Lamoriello. There's a few because he fires a few of them, but me included. But that's an experience. That's a Hall of Fame general manager. That's a person who has an infinite wisdom, and I took it as a tremendous opportunity and a great experience.
And Lane, she's a pioneer. What are your thoughts on working with Jessica Campbell?
You know what? My first conversations with Jessica have been really, really good. You can tell right away her hockey knowledge, her passion about the game, and I'm looking forward to it. We're in the process right now of filling out or deciding on our staff, and my job is to just put people in the best positions to succeed, starting with the staff on down through the players. So, once we get through that whole process, we'll be in a good position here to define and clearly define roles for everybody.
You're back out west. Before we let you go, what do you know about living in Seattle?
Nothing. And I am back out west, and I'm out west really for the first time. I haven't been in the Western Conference. that'll be a little bit different. There's a lot of things about it that excite me, and I think there's a lot of positives to it, from that standpoint. But I hadn't known a great deal about Seattle. I mean, I came in here as a junior player. I played here. As a coach in Prince George and Moose Jaw, we came in and played here. My nephew Brad played for the junior team here that won the championship a couple of years ago, or I guess maybe 3 now, and they went to the Memorial Cup. And so some ties here a little bit just to the area. But once I got here, and once I started to move around and look around and go into different areas, I can't believe how beautiful of a city it is. So we are super excited, my wife and I, to get here and be part of the community.
Okay, just one word of advice. There's a guy there who works for KJR Radio by the name of Ian Furness.
Yeah.
If he asks for an interview, just say no. Okay, Lane?
Okay.
Watch out for that guy.
He is trouble. And take it easy on the Canucks, all right?
Get the rivalry going.
I will say no to the interview, and I will try not to take it easy on the Canucks. How's that?
Okay, sounds good. Lane, thanks for this. All the best down there with the Kraken.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
You bet.